from a small town called Krugersdorp in Gauteng. I grew up in a loving home with a mom and dad and younger brother. My dad had his own business, manufacturing all kinds of windows and doors. Still going today, but now my brother is running it. They're all in the audience today. My dad's turning 80 on Monday.
Are you done? Sorry. Yeah, so I grew up on a farm near a very small town called Magaliesburg, almost on the border between Gauteng and Northwest Province. Living the farm life, I had a very carefree childhood. I had 3 older sisters. My mom was a teacher at one of the local schools all her life. My dad, he passed away sadly in 2002, but he was a salaried worker. We did live on a farm, but we were just part-time farmers. Anyway, eventually I got a degree in accounting. Never practiced as an accountant. Got my degree in 1990. Had a couple of businesses of my own since then. The degree came in handy just for running your own business. Late 1990s to early 2002, was pretty much at the forefront of technology, and I had an online business which did fairly well. Sold that in 2004, and I was working on a couple of new online projects, just starting to get them formed, when Lydia came along and lured me into real estate.
I was very excited to start, but on my 3rd day I came back home and I said to Andre, I'm not doing this on my own. I just looked at the admin and said, no. So we started as husband and wife team. On the third week, much to my husband's surprise, I walked out, just took my bag and walked out because I couldn't handle the micromanagement anymore.
After 3 weeks?
After 3 weeks. So then we had time to really look at all the models and look at the different estate agencies.
Yes, so we actually spent 15 years working under the Remax umbrella. It worked for us, really did. We were independent contractors, so that model suited us fine for that time period. We were not looking for anything new. Yes, so we were at Remax for 15 years, and yeah, it wasn't always easy. We had a couple of tough times, but we always managed to knuckle down and come through stronger. Fast forward to 2020, we were in a good space. Our business was really doing well with Remax. And early in 2020, I just happened to stumble upon eXp. They weren't in South Africa. There was no talk of them coming to South Africa. But I follow quite a number of sort of prominent and top producing agents in the United States on social media, just to sort of keep track of social media trends and things like that. And one by one, I noticed them moving to a company called eXp. These are really top producers, some of them with large teams from different companies. Some of you might even know them from YouTube and all that, guys like Carl Whistle and Mike Sherrod and Ricky Caruth. So this intrigued me. I had to look at this model, even though it wasn't in South Africa. They did a bit of research, saw what it offered, and I just knew if they ever do come to South Africa, I'm in. Lo and behold, late in 2020, they did come to South Africa.
Andre just looked at me and he said, we're moving to eXp. I said, EX what? I've never heard of them before. He said, yes, please watch the model explained, and please give me your feedback as soon as you can. We had a verse that confirmed it for us when we prayed about it. And this is the verse that I got that morning. But forget all that. It's nothing compared to what I'm going to do. For I'm about to do something new. See, I've already begun. Do you not see it? I will make a pathway through the wilderness. I will create rivers in the dry wasteland. And so I said, let's go for it. Our business didn't miss a beat. The collaboration, the support we got, it was something out of this world, and we were never used to that. We formed fantastic friendships in these 2 years, and I will never trade it for anything else.
Yeah, that's eXp. It's a happy place. The last 2 years, it's actually even less than 2 years. It's been quite a ride. But at this stage, we're already really benefiting from all the things that eXp has to offer. Firstly, we cap pretty quickly every year, so we end up earning 96% of our commission for the majority of the year, and that's great. We've really already got a sizable dollar-based asset on the NASDAQ stock exchange. You've heard a lot about that already. And then revenue share. We're already getting a sizable revenue share. Thanks. Our revenue share group is 106 agents strong. We've personally introduced 18 agents into the business. They've introduced more agents, and they've introduced more agents. Of course, we're very lucky to have good colleagues and friends, Lisna and Daniel, in our organization, and obviously they contribute greatly to the growth of our organization. But it's just amazing. Now, Lydia really didn't want me to do this. She still doesn't, but I've got the clicker. Very proud to say that I think we are a little part of eXp's history. Lydia eventually was eXp South Africa's first ever capping agent. And during our second year, she was South Africa's first ever agent to cap a second time around. And then something makes me very, very proud. Last year, she was nominated and voted as eXp South Africa's Agent of the Year. Definitely no small feat when you think about it, that at that stage, eXp was already almost 800 agents. But Lydia, you deserve it. You've got such a giving heart. Everybody knows that. You just deserve the recognition.
If I can say one thing that eXp, they changed a lot. It's a mindset change. But the one thing is, I always said, I will never allow my kids to go into real estate. And eXp changed that view for me. So I am very happy to say one of our daughters, Shanae, she's joined a couple of months ago, and she's also now part of the team.
That really was a 360 turnaround. Anyway, just sort of back to our real estate journey. Along the way, we learned a lot of lessons that maybe the hard way, and we would have loved to have learned them earlier. Well, first thing we realized pretty early on is that we figured that to be successful in real estate, you really got to cultivate long-lasting relationships, and you've got to have a good lead generation system, especially to generate seller leads in our South African market. You need houses to sell. But how do you do that? It's very confusing at start, and there's so many options. So here's a couple of things we learned. Firstly, time management. The second thing, lead generation strategy. You need a good lead generation strategy, but you guys are all agents. You know how confusing that can be. I mean, where do you start and where do you stop? How do you generate leads? There's so many options. We made a lot of mistakes early on. Eventually, we did figure out that there's other ways of lead generation, and you need to find your specific sort of niche and focus on that. So what we figured out, I mean, Lydia is a people's person. She's just a warm person, so she needed to get out there. Just get out there, connect with people, form relationships with her existing sphere of influence, new people we meet at school through our kids, buyers who will eventually become sellers as well, and so forth. I started concentrating more on what I'm strong, more sort of the digital side of things. So any relationship she formed, I would sort of plug into the other parts of our business to reinforce the relationship and take it forward. Things like a database and CRM and monthly newsletters, engaging with them on social media and that type of thing. So that way we sort of kept people top of mind. So the main thing is you've got to focus on what works for you. Don't compare yourself to others. This is very important. The problem is you see people and they're successful and you go and look what they do and you think, now I've got to do that. But you don't realize that that's possibly their strong point and the other things they don't do or don't do well. But no, you've got to find your own strong points. You've got to focus on your strengths. Put in the effort consistently and you will achieve results. Going forward, we were chatting about this recently. Going forward, we believe we're going into a tougher market. Nothing we can do about that. Those are the cards that we've dealt and we've got to play them. But we have strategized about how we will get through it, especially based on our experience sort of 28 to 2010, which is very similar. And yes, you've got to look at your budget if necessary, cut expenses, cut unnecessary expenses. You need to really have good, sort of cultivate good relationships with other agents in your industry, not just the same company, just colleagues in general. You will find that during a tough market, we need each other. We really do need each other. Apart from that, even if you've got good relationships with agents, if they're going to exit the business at any stage, in future they will get leads back from previous clients and they can give that to you on a referral basis. Then double up on your lead gen strategies, which you just decided, so just do it twice as hard. Make sure you stay top of mind with your customers any way you can. Phone them, WhatsApp them, engage on social media, do whatever. expand your farming area if necessary. If you're in a small farming area, there's only so many houses selling every year. If it's a tough market, half the amount of houses are selling. You've got your market share. Suddenly, your income's halving. Maybe just think of expanding your farming area. Concentrate on your industry partnerships. Embrace technology and AI. Look into that. It can make your life simpler and make you more productive.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brent, Jean, everybody. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Rory. We're looking forward to it. You're a special person, Steve.